Welcome back to the Goku Runner Talks podcast. On this episode, we have Monstrous Mad Mike. He is one of my good friends, and he's run a lot of races. We've actually run a lot of races together too, but he just completed his 300th race, and we'll get into why he does it, which race was his favorite, all of that. This is the podcast with Mr. 300 himself, Monstrous Mad Mike. Enjoy. All right, so back for another episode of the Goku Run Talks podcast, and we have Mike Madness over here, Mr. 300. So let's get before we get into that, let's tell people about a little about you, Mike, and how did you start your 300 journey? Like, what did race one look like to you? And there's this cat right there.
That's Randy there, my cat. He's very excited. So what started this journey? Almost 16 years ago, the gym that I went to at the time had a free running class,
Mhm.
and the goal was to run a 5 miler, not a 5K, a 5 miler in May in the heat in Lake Charles, Louisiana, the Contraband 5 miler at that time, as it was called.
Yeah. So
About a 400-person race.
what was in this running class? So was the class held indoors or was it held outdoors or was it like a running group? What was it?
It was a class, but the class became a group later on, and but it was like a lot of interval training and just getting you coached up to running 5 miles, which was horrible.
So if you've watched any of my YouTube videos, Mike's been in there for a bit. I think I actually talked to him about he was in one of my marathon talks for the Houston Marathon, and probably another talk that we did even before that, right? So
Yeah, I've been in several of your videos, so yeah, I
y-
mean we've known each other 13
yeah,
years,
we've known each other
so
a long time. Me,
13
me,
almost 14 years. Yeah,
Me
I
and Mike,
mean,
me and Mike are buddies. Actually, he was my nemesis at one point because he was during a race. Mike was known for wearing shorts and long sleeve or long legs, like leggings, right, or tights, right.
tights. Yeah,
And I
yeah.
was like, man, that guy, he passed me at the last second of this race, and I got fourth place in my age group. So I was like, I'm gonna beat that guy. You know, you were my rabbit that I was always chasing. And back then
Uh,
we were fast, brother. We were
oh
fast,
man,
right?
oh gosh, people just don't know.
People don't know.
People don't know. I mean, life has happened, but I guarantee you, we were some animals back there. 24-minute 5Ks. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. We were getting down there, and then now it's a different era of our running right now. We're a little bit at the back of the pack, slower, right?
oh yeah, definitely. Well, I don't know. I'm about to start training
Nice.
somebody,
Okay.
so they're going to run their first marathons. Good friend of mine, and be their first marathon.
All
So
right.
January, we're running Houston together. If I don't kill this person, or they want to kill me.
All right. So 300 races. How did you get to that? And what's the criteria for a race for you that has to be in order to be a part of that 300?
It has to have a timing clock of some type or some kind of way. I've even had a stopwatch at one race I did. Has to have timing and usually a shirt, bib. Sometimes they didn't have bibs, but um, it's just all those things. And I mean, that's really all that I would say is criteria for a race for me.
Where did you keep all your? Do you keep every single bib of yours, or do you?
Oh, Oh yeah, I have. I posted a picture on Facebook right before I did 300, and I have four bib folios
Wow.
with everything except for there's a handful of them, about a little over 20 of them, different things, marathons and special, 200 races, 300 races. I've kept them separate, put them in shadow boxes, and
So your hobby before was like I think collecting comics and all that, but now it seems like you switched to collecting medals, collecting bibs, and doing all that because you keep the same track of it just the same way as you did back then.
it sure do. I mean, I know your brother Willie is like, man, you kept all your stuff clean and neat, and I'm like, well, it's from all those years of comics and cards, and I don't know, just I don't know. I want to preserve it because it's something to be proud of.
So, which race was your 300th race that you did? Because if you look at Mike right now, if you're not watching on YouTube, he has the Madness Mike 300 shirt, and Mike was known for a long time as Madness, as the Monstrous Mad Mike. Actually, that was his name for the longest time until Facebook took it away. So,
Yeah.
so tell me about that 300th race and which one was it?
It was the Run Houston series, the H Town 5K. They have a
Mhm.
10K and
Half
half.
marathon, yeah,
Yeah, but you're running loops with that thing, and I'm just like, and I've run it before. It's you're running overpasses, and it's a pretty tough race. But I was just glad to get it over with because that's just been one of my big goals this year is to get to 300 and get this over with so I can get on my way to 400.
yeah, yeah. I think I talked to you last year. Last year, you were hoping to get to 300, but life happens, and sometimes races. Like for me, man, I broke my ankle. I should be at a lot more races than I am now, but I had to slow it down because I couldn't run. But you finally got the 300, and how did it feel crossing the finish line for your
Oh, it was a
300th race?
relief. It was a
Yeah,
relief. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I built that up in my mind, but that's 300 races. That is, and not quite 16 years.
yeah,
15 years and 10 months.
yeah,
So yeah, like you said, I had carpal tunnel and cubital tunnel
yeah.
surgery
That's right.
a little over 2 years ago. So I'm kind of people are like, what happened to him? Well, that's kind of what happened, and I'm slowly getting my way back into it. So. Um, it's been good though.
Yeah, you just keep on going. I don't, Mike. He's been my running partner for a ton of races. Like we ran a lot of miles together, and eating a lot of meals together. And Mike's just a really good friend. So how did you celebrate your 300th?
Actually, it was the day before we got a cake. A friend of
Mm,
ours that did our wedding cake and groom's cake. A good friend of ours did it, and it had a belt, and I have pictures of it if anybody wants to see it. It was beautiful. It was a work of art, and we had a little party, and a few friends came over. It was on a Saturday, so I understand if people were busy or what have you. Kind of a
yeah,
bad time, but that was. Excuse
there's
me,
Randy
sir.
again.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, I wanted to make the party, but I was over at Bluebell. I was like, man, I didn't know it was the day. I was like, dang, I missed it out.
No, it's okay. I mean, that Bluebell, I mean, I've done it one time and it's a nice race. It's just the logistics with it is tough. I mean, just
Yeah.
getting a hotel room and I mean, you almost have to book the hotel room right after you book the race.
Yeah, they said that there's not that many. Like the city is a small city. Burnham's not that big, so they're saying they're having trouble parking. Because this is a 6,000 people race, so that's a lot of people, and that town is not a 6,000 people town. So you have to stay kind of far away from Brenham or outside of Brenham in order to go to the race, and the hotels fill up real quick.
It's tough and it's a good drive just from Beaumont area, up there. So
So
it's a tough race.
So how many miles did you ever calculate how many miles 300 races are?
I'll put it to you this way: that 5K that was my 300th, that was my 189th
Okay,
5K.
okay,
So last weekend I did another 5K in Woodville. That was my 190th.
okay.
So
So
I'm about
that,
to
like
200 just
almost
five.
1,200 miles of running. I would say for just the 5Ks.
You
And
know,
I think the more important question is how much money do you think you spent for those 300 races?
a lot,
That's a lot of money,
a lot. But I mean,
including travel and hotel stays. That's got to be well over $10,000 for sure, 100%, right? For sure.
oh yeah, and we're not even talking about. We went to New York last
Oh
year.
yeah, that's
Did the
that's
New
a
York
thousand dollars itself. $2,000.
Dude, the hotel room was $1,500 for the 3 nights we were there
Man,
altogether. So, I mean, that's not counting flying up there, and then, I mean, I'm next year. I'm about to open the other Pandora's box. We're going overseas, so
so out of your 300 races, which one is the most like memorable to you or emotional for you? Which one of that is that going to be?
well, I'm going to always go back to that second Gusher, my third
Yep,
overall marathon,
yep.
and I'd run a marathon 6 days before, so that's how I got into Marathon Maniacs originally. And I ran the second one faster than the first one. You guys were there, and you were just like, this guy's not human. He's crazy. And I ran it 4 hours, 13 minutes. I hit the finish line. And I've never done this since. And I'm still looking for this moment. The music on my iPod and everything just hit me because it was dedicated to my dad's memory. And I
Yeah,
just started crying.
yeah.
Started crying and crying. And Tammy, wherever you are, you were there. You hugged me. And it was just, I mean,
I remember Tammy. Man, Tammy, she was one of our old running buddies. Running through the years, it's almost like it's like there's not too many OGs still at it, right? Like if you think about when we were running 10 years ago, and all the people like Tammy, she was one of them that used to run every single race with us. Like she would go to, you would see her every 5K, every 10K, even out of town, you would see her over there, or you would see
she go to
Don.
Louisiana. Yeah, she go to
Don
Louisiana.
Birth, you don't see her anymore, or Don.
Oh,
But but we're still there. We're still there, keeping it on.
yeah, yeah. God willing, I'm still going to be doing this into my 60s and 70s because,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean,
I
it's
want to
been
be
very
like
good.
I want to be like Tony Morellis. That dude. He keeps on
Oh man,
picking.
that guy right there, he's something else. That guy. I want to be like Tony when I grow up too.
When you celebrated the races, was it like every 100 was what you celebrated, or every like every 50, like 100, 150, 200, 250?
I don't remember doing anything for 50. When I got to 100, they gave me that cup because it was
Okay.
out at the causeway. Then when I got to 150, I got the paving stone. And then I got the bright idea at 200. Oh, I'm going to do a wrestling belt.
Yeah.
So, and I do have a belt ordered. My guy is booked up right now for my 300th belt. But
Oh
you would,
wow. Yeah, if you guys like, there's wrestling belts that you could get from like Amazon or whatever cheapy place that you make it from, and I mean they're okay. But if you look at Mike's 200th belt, it is like a thing of art. It's like pure metal. It's got some rhinestones in there, or it's like it actually got some stones in there too,
I
right?
think, like Swarovski crystals or something. I
Yeah,
don't.
yeah, he paid a pretty penny for that. I mean, this is nice. So I'm excited to see your 300th belt. So when you design it, do you tell him what you want, or what
Oh
happens?
yeah, I go in there and I'm like, hey man, and this guy's in Ireland or Scotland. Main event belts. I'm gonna give him a cheap, excuse me, cheap pop there for, as they say in wrestling. But I mean, he's just great, and he follows me even on Facebook, and just been a great guy. We still have not had a phone conversation. I'm waiting on that because
Okay.
that we both going to be like, what the hell is the other one saying? Did you hear me? And I
Yeah, yeah.
mean, I can't imagine what. Hey, mate. Hey,
He's got to be pretty. He's got to be pretty crazy, just like he is. Mike's a little bit over the top when he does things, and that's a good thing. I mean, I like it. He's got the glasses. He had the madness glasses. He had the madness shirt. I have a OG. It don't fit me no more, but I still have it.
we need
But
to come back out with that. That's another thing I want to try to bring back out soon.
I mean,
Maybe
the
this.
shirt you have right there, that's a pretty cool madness shirt. You said you
Yeah,
might make some.
a lot of people wanting that, you know. So we're gonna. I'm gonna start taking orders and just see. Because this girl that works with my wife, her aunt did that, and I lost it when the wife showed me that. She'd had two
Yeah,
of them made for
for her.
afterward. Yeah, one for her, of course, and I was just so excited. Like, oh yeah,
People might
somebody.
people might mistake that for like a bowling shirt, the 300, but
Oh yeah.
you'll have to correct them.
No, that's 300 races. That is, just insane dedication, I guess you can say.
So what keeps you going to keep on doing all these 300 races? Like what keeps you going to keep on running and move it? Is your next goal, is it the goal of 300, or do you enjoy the racing, the running, or all the above? What is it?
It's all the above. I mean, it's seeing my friends, it's meeting new people, it's seeing new places, and yeah, I may do some of the same races, but there's also, places I'll go to or do, and you know, it hasn't gotten tiring yet.
Yeah.
Almost 16 years. I mean, May will be 16 years since the first race. That's hard to believe.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a race. It's always like a challenge to get to the finish line, and yeah, like you said, meeting different people, and also traveling. Like you've been traveling a lot more too, because not all your races are in Texas. I think the first time you traveled outside of Texas was over when you met us over in Seattle, right?
4 hours, Houston to Seattle. Never been on a plane. Hit turbulence, and I said, "If this is all it is, I got this."
and
That plane was doing this in
oh
the air.
man, so your first plane experience was a turbulent train ride.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and my mom, God rest her soul, she was a big, she knew you guys, and a lot of people knew her in the running community, and we lost her in 2022. Um, but I remember her saying to me, "You got a lot more of your dad in you than me to want to get on a plane." She just couldn't understand that.
So, which race has been your favorite one that you ran, or like out of the races that you've run? Like you run multiple races before, so maybe one of the ones that you did over and over again, or which one has been your favorite?
Well, the early days of the Gusher was that was a favorite. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie, you
yeah,
know.
I agree.
Um, it was dedicated to my dad, and it was right here in Beaumont. And you know, who knew all those years later I'd end up moving here, and
Yeah,
it's a lot of good memories there. But that's a good memory. It's just I don't know. It's just going places and dedicating races to people over the years. I had some cousins that passed away, and I did a marathon in Mississippi and like to kill me over there, and but it was for my cousins, and they're both no longer with us. They had a genetic disease, and
oh man,
yeah, they were quite a bit younger than me. Um, I was the last grandchild of my grandparents. They were the first great grandkids, and they've been gone over almost 10 years, both of them. So they didn't make it to 25.
oh man, that's tough.
So, I mean, I'm in 38-degree weather and it rains the first 18 or 19 miles, and we're in the hills of Mississippi.
Oh
I,
man,
I think those little girls pushed me through that. I'll always say that.
that's nice. So, so you've traveled. So, well, which races have you done outside of Texas and Louisiana so far?
Oh, gosh. Well, I've been to Arizona. I've done a half there. I've been
Wow.
to Birmingham. Uh, went to Savannah, Georgia, did a half there. Of course, New York ran the big one, which I tell everybody if you can get into that and do it, do it. It's unbelievable. Chicago, which was very hot. I'm trying to think of some others I've done.
So
I'm getting ready to go to Memphis this year.
oh
So
wow. Oh, and you also want to do Philadelphia one day. I think that's going to be a trip that I want to make up there with you. I think Philadelphia's. I don't know if the lottery's still open. I might want to sign up for that. I have some friends that are also doing it.
I
So
don't know. I'm not doing it this year because we're going to Memphis. I have family up there, and my only living aunt. Hopefully, we get to see her because she's 87. She'll be 88 in September, and
okay,
she's in a nursing home. But she's been a big. She still gets on Facebook. Big fan of mine, and just follows us. And she didn't get to come to our wedding, so she wants to meet my wife. And we're going to go see my first cousin up there because they said, "Hey, if you can get up here, you got free room and board."
that's
So,
perfect. It makes
you
everything
know,
cheaper.
I mean, they live right outside of Memphis, and it's like, okay, I've never done one in Tennessee, but here we go. St. Jude's for that hospital. That's,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, good cause. That's another thing about running. There's a lot of them are for good causes too. So you're always
for
helping
a
out.
20th overall marathon, that's,
So that'll be your 20th marathon, the St. Jude's marathon.
yeah,
Nice.
sign up in June or July, I think is when you can sign up. And it's not an outrageous marathon as far as price. It's just, um, I don't know. It's just a good cause, and I said for 20, let me just go do this because a month later I'm going to run 21 with my friend, and that'll be his first marathon.
So you're running Houston.
Yep, already signed up.
So how are you training your friend? You just sending them something or what?
we haven't started yet, but I
Okay.
think I'm going to use that app Runner.
Yeah, a lot of people are using that.
I've been using. I actually got ready for New York with that, and it syncs to my Garmin.
Okay.
So I'm going to use that, and they have training plans for all kinds of races. I was shocked, even Houston. So
Oh, so they have specific city training plans.
yeah,
Interesting.
like New York, they have a specific. You know, I think we're going to train 3 days a week because I was doing 4 or 5 days a week.
Yeah. So
Oh,
tell me about the New York Marathon. How did that experience go, and why do you think that if you can do it, you should do it?
it, let's put it this way: they had the most people ever in a race that day in a marathon, over 55,000 people
So
when I did
crazy.
it. And then they had over 3 million people watching on the sides. There's people from mile 3 to mile 26 cheering you on. It is everything they say it is and more. It's the biggest race you can literally do. I know Boston has the prestige and everything, but this is numbers. This is New York. This is bright lights, big city to quote Ric Flair.
How was that first mile? Isn't it like all uphill the first mile or something on a
You
bridge?
start off on a suspension bridge the first 3 miles. So there's literally not many spectators around the first
Mm.
3 miles, but the rest of it, all the way into Central Park, you got people. It's
Yeah,
just
somebody told me that they felt like a celebrity, even though they weren't a celebrity. But the amount of people cheering you on, it makes you feel like you're a celebrity. So
really
that's
does.
definitely.
Oh, definitely, definitely. I mean, they had some German guys at mile 13, and I don't know what they had, whiskey or what, but I was feeling it, so I took a shot with them and didn't even flinch, and they were screaming with me. I don't know if they even understood me.
Man, I need to do New York for sure.
New York is definitely good. Like I said, next year we're going to try for London. So
Man, I don't know if you know Kyle, but he was doing his first marathon, and I asked him. He's like, "Oh, I'm doing my first marathon in whatever month." He said. I was like, "Which one are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, London." I was like, "London? How did you get into London?" He's like, "I put my name into a bunch of these things, and he got in." So I'd love to do London too.
it's hard, but I have found another way to get into it if I don't get in because
Hmm.
it's about to open up at the end of the month. Uh,
Okay.
I have found through a travel agency to get a guaranteed entry. So if I don't get in, I'm looking that away.
So let's talk about that. You did 300 races. So your next goal in running is what? Is it going to be the all the majors?
I'm gonna do all the majors and probably Sydney if my wife doesn't kill me for that.
It's,
And then I want once I've done all the majors, I want to go to Athens. That's another big one. I want to run the original.
ooh, yeah. Why isn't Athens a major? I feel like that's
Should
the
be.
original one, right?
Yes, sir. And I had a friend years ago. She was an avid runner, and she had medals from it. And it kind of inspired me and her when she passed away from cancer to go and do that because the medals look like old Greek
Uh, mhm.
things. So it's not prestigious, but just to say you've been there, the original. Come on, it's Greece. That's got to be cool.
Yeah, that's cool. As long as you don't die at the end, Mike, you don't have to
Yeah,
relive
yeah, like the original. Yeah,
it.
I may be over 30 marathons by that point. I mean, no chance of that. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, I don't know. I want to do that one day. I said after I get all the majors out of my system and get that 6 star, that's one I want to do.
Nice. So what's your like tips for people to your longevity of running for people? Like what would you tell people like about running and how to keep on going like for all these years? Because you've been running what? How many years?
Almost 16 years.
10
Next
years.
month, 9th, will be 16 years since my first race. So
Yeah.
that's you got to be a little crazy. You got to be a little dare I say mad. I don't know. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other is what I got to say. Keep running. I tell people that all the time. There was a young kid at the race in Woodville last weekend, and a real good little kid, and he ran. And I don't know, he was fast, like
Yeah.
13. And I told him, I said, look, I shook his hand, and I said, keep running, buddy. you'll get there,
Yeah.
and he did really well mannered kid, you know, things like that. That keeps me going, and then um, I think eventually I'm going to get into training people.
Yeah.
That's another thing I want to do. I have for many years. So because there's literally nobody that trains you in how to do it
Yeah.
around here.
Yeah.
You can go to Houston, but there's nobody around here in this I-10 corridor going to Houston that will say, okay, this is what you need to do. This is, I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
come on. Go get your you start doing it. Get it done.
I'm looking at maybe July doing that.
You could
Going,
train me for free and then I'll promote you. Boom.
I have been looking for a partner to do it because say I want to go do a race or something.
That's
Yeah,
true.
here you go, Jeremy.
No,
This,
but
this is the plan right here.
I think what you said about putting one foot in front of the other is good, but I also think that signing up for races will keep you you know running because even right now my motivation is kind of low, so I think I'm gonna start doing races more often. So I mean that forces you to run, right? Because otherwise,
Really do.
you're not running. Even if you don't run for the training week or anything, you have to run during that race. So you're gonna run no matter what. So I think signing up for lots of races is going to get you fit, and that's what we used to do back in the day too. Because I think most of your races early on were like those that when we were going crazy, we would do like 4 marathons in a year, and like a
Yeah.
few like 6 or 7 half marathons. For like a couple of years, we were crazy. Young Mike and young Jeremy, I'm telling you, you guys could not catch up to us.
Oh no, that's what I say. And then I see a lot of these people that they want to get fast really quick. They're
Yeah,
newer to it, and it's like you got to realize it takes years to build up to that speed. I didn't, when I really got fast and qualified for Houston, that wasn't an overnight thing. I had built up 4 years of just solid running.
yeah,
It like to about kill me. That's why I don't try to qualify for anything now.
yeah.
It's a job.
Yeah, it is. I mean, to get that fast, you definitely have to put in the miles, and there's different types of running. I like there's like my brother or those people that want to qualify for other races. They train hard, and that's good for them too. But there's other people that just want to do races, like you and I right now. We
Yeah.
want to be out there and enjoy ourselves and keep on moving because I don't care because I've been injured. I've broken my leg, and I'd rather be out there mobile than on the sideline. So I don't care what pace I go right now. I'm just happy to be out there on the race.
Exactly, and my wife, she did that little quarter marathon you guys had, and I was so proud of her because that's the furthest she had ran.
Oh wow.
So yeah, she's done some 5 and 10Ks, but that was like the furthest. And I guess now I need to get with her and try to get her to do a 10 miler. She's always talked about doing a
There you
10
go.
and maybe a half. She said no way to the marathons, and yeah, I get that. It ain't for everybody. It's you got to be a little crazy.
Yeah, yeah, like I said, we were doing marathons all the time, and then as I got older, I was like, dude, I need to train for these things because if we don't train, those cutoffs come at you real quick. So,
They sure do. They sure do. That's why I'm like, when I'm training somebody for this thing, we're going to be, I hope the low 5 hours,
nice, yeah.
5 hours and something, because my first one was a 5:04.
Hmm.
So I just barely missed being under 5 hours, my
Where was that
first one
at?
on the Gusher.
Oh, it was a
The
gusher.
second,
Okay,
yeah. And I said, oh, it's just going to be one time. And here I am, 19 marathons completed now. So.
exactly. See, your wife is just like every other runner. Like, oh, I'm not going to go further than a 5K. No, now she wants to do a 10 miler, half marathon, and the next thing you know, that's how it builds up. You start doing marathons, just like us. And then, dude, how many races has she done? Has she counted her races?
He's not as insane as I am. I guess you could say she's done a lot more, but I mean, she did do some running before we met, so that was the best thing about her is I dated some girls and they just didn't get the running. They just, what are you doing this for? And my wife, she's my biggest supporter. I can't, thank God for her, because my mom had that role and she's no
Yeah.
longer. So it all worked out in the end.
Yeah, if you follow Mike, he has this thing before and after all his races where he goes live, and they're always fun to watch because you're like, oh, where's Mike at today? Which race is he at? Like I was volunteering at a race and I saw Mike had a live. I was like, oh, I wonder where he's at today, and he was literally at the race that I was at, so I didn't even know. So it was funny. So follow Mike on Facebook or Instagram or wherever, and you'll get to catch up with
It's
all.
Facebook. Yeah, I don't. I do have a channel on here, but I just haven't used Facebook. I mean, YouTube hardly at all.
Yeah,
I don't know. Just I kind of find it daunting.
yeah, yeah.
Whereas Facebook, I just go on there, boom. Hey, it's
It's kind of like these things. Like you should. I always tell people Mike has the best podcast voice. Like it's got the good like baritone kind of voice that's like that drives through the sound and into your ears, and you're like, man, that's kind of soothing. So you should do the podcast again, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't know. I don't know who I. Well, I could have you on there or your brother.
There you go. Just keep getting people, or you could just do Mike rants about running podcasts. You just talk about pick a topic every or so often and do that. I don't know how happy your wife would be about that though.
uh, she would have to read the scripts or write the scripts for that because I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's that half Cajun blood coming out of me or whatever. Get a little worked up there. So who knows?
All right, Mike. So we got one more thing to do. Or do you have anything else? You have anything else to say to people about your running journey and their running journey to inspire them? Words of wisdom.
Y- You know, um, don't put limits on yourself with this. I mean, uh, I've never gone beyond a marathon. Distance wise. I really don't have any interest in it, but hey, if that's your thing, go do it. If you're into 5Ks, go do it. But don't make this a miserable experience. I see a lot of people out there that they got to do this, they got to do that, or what have you. And,
Mhm.
whatever. Just try to enjoy it. It's my thing now.
Nice. All right, let's get to the last thing. It's called this or that. You pick one or the other, and we'll talk about that. All right, so
No pressure, brother.
no pressure. So the first one is hamburgers or pizza. Which one do you like more? Pizza. And what? Tell everybody what's your number one pizza that you would go for if you could get it after every race.
Oh, Pizza Inn. Oh my God, Pizza Inn. Now Marco's is moving up.
Okay.
Marco's is very, very good. We don't have Mazio's anymore. So, but
Yeah.
man, Pizza Inn, when I got married, and this guy knows all about it. I had Pizza Inn brought in and some Lone Star beer.
He had all this good food at his wedding, and he didn't eat one bite of it. He got pizza delivered from Pizza Inn, and he ate it over there. So that's awesome.
Someone picked it up for me, and I'm still in debt to that kid for doing that for me. He was one of my wife's friends, and the beer they just brought in, and then my wife's principal at the time was like, "Who got that Lone Star? Where's that at?" And like that's mine.
So I was actually watching a video, and they were rating all the pizzas, like all the fast food pizzas, and they said that Marco's was the best tasting pizza out of all of them. So I need to try
Marco's
Marco's.
is good. Mark, I'm telling you, man, when it opens up, me and you need to be there day one if I'm not working or
Is that
something.
right over there by Exogen? Right, that's where they're
Yeah,
opening it. Okay.
yeah, it's over there by that Melrose Meat Market, that new
Oh
one.
yeah, that's right. There's a bunch of little foodie stuffs over there. Huh. Okay.
Yeah, that and Jersey Mike's. I'm looking forward to.
Nice. All right. So the next one is a half marathon or full marathon.
Right now, half marathon because I got to get back into shape for those marathons, but I'm running a lot of those different things, and I'm gonna do the bridge series. It looks like so.
All right, there you go. The Bridge Series. If you guys don't know, it's the Texas uh Bridge Series. Texas Bridge Series. You should sign up. Sign up today.
What, two 10Ks and a half?
Two
And then
10Ks and a half. Exactly. Yep.
September, it's one a month. September, October, November. Sorry, I'm giving you a shameless plug
No,
there.
no, you do it. Do it. You don't
But
have that.
I
Three
mean,
Bros Running Company. Sign up today. The next one is a metal. Would you rather have a metal or would you rather have new shoes? Yeah. Yeah.
shoes. I got to go with shoes. Oh my God.
Mike's a shoe guy. He has a shoe for every what's it called? Every occasion, like every holiday. I know he has some green ones. He's got some other ones. I don't know. He's got some bright yellow ones that I see right now.
The more colorful, the better. And I've got to kind of gripe at Brooks. You guys have been coming with some ugly colors lately. I need them colorful. Come on.
Yeah, that's true. I've noticed too. I have some shoes from Brooks too, and they're like gray with a little bit of
They're
green.
fresh looking.
Yeah, make it bright. I like the bright color shoes. The more gaudy and that's what you need on your feet because your feet need to look fast. But Brooks and a lot of other, even Newton was known for bright colors, and they kind of like went away from that too. It's like stick to what we love. Maybe it's the youngsters that they don't like the all the colorful, the colorful stuff.
Oh, gotta have some color, brother.
All right, Mike, that is it for it. I appreciate you on the podcast. If you want to follow Mike again, you can follow him on Facebook, right? Mike Madden or Mike Moss, right?
Yeah, that's what they call me on there because they wouldn't let me have my name about 10 years ago.
Yeah, follow him there. You'll be able to see his 300th belt buckle that he's or buckle that he's making, a wrestling belt that he'll be making, and he'll be posting up on there real soon. So I appreciate you on the podcast, brother. And
Always,
yeah,
brother.
let's keep on going. Let's go to 600.
Get to 400 first, okay?
All right, brother. Peace.
All right, man. Later.
Thanks so much for watching another episode of the Goku Runner podcast or listening to it as well. And thanks, Mike, for being on the podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Mike is on his way to 400 races, so make sure to follow his journey. And don't forget, we will have a new podcast every other week here on the Goku Runner podcast. So I hope you guys enjoy this one. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.